Hi, this is Saamiya Zulfiqar and you're watching Social Sciences. Today we're going to discuss about basic concepts of sociology so that we can better able to understand the scope and subject matter of the discipline. Let's begin with the term known as culture. There are some questions which often came across us. What is culture? Who has it? And how is it transmitted? These are some of the questions which we are going to address in this video. Whenever we think about culture, the first thing that came to our mind is that culture is what makes us a stranger. When we are away from home, it gives us a sense of belongingness and association to our certain group, and whenever we move outwards, it turns us into an alien. Important to note that common people often misuse the concept of culture. Some misconceptions about the term culture include number one, many people in the Western world use the term culture in the sense that some people are more cultured than others. This basically emanates from the idea associated with the root word of the term culture in German, which refers to civilization. Thus, when one is said to be cultured, he or she is said to be civilized. For sociologists and anthropologists, culture includes much more than refinement, taste, sophistication, education, and appreciation of the fine arts. Not only college graduates, but also all people are cultured. Number two is the misconception which revolves around the theory that usually people equates culture with things which are colorful, customs such as clothes, food, dancing, music, etc. And many people have come to think of culture in terms of colorful customs, music, dancing and adornments, clothing, jewelry and hairstyles. Taken to an extreme, such images portray culture as recreational and ultimately a non-serious activity. Last but not the least, there is a third misconception about what culture is, that most people here think culture is that which pertains to unique traditional material objects or non-material things of the past. According to this view, the cultural may not include things which are modern, more ordinary day-to-day life aspects. Here, the simple, ordinary social, economic, and other activities, ideas, and affairs are regarded as not cultural or somewhat less cultural. Now, let's discuss definition of culture. F𝐢𝐥𝐦𝐢𝐧𝐠 explained culture in following words. He said, "Culture is what makes you a stranger when you are away from home." Ruth Benedict called culture as learned patterns, and Charles Schaff think that culture is complex, integrated coping mechanism used by individuals living in a particular society. And Bob Sjogren is of the view that culture is something that makes a division between us and them. It creates a divide between different people living in different societies. Famous anthropologist Edward Tyler defines culture in following words. He believes that culture is that complex whole which includes knowledge, belief, arts, morals, law, custom, and any other capabilities and habits acquired by man as a member of a society. There are four major components of a culture. Culture revolves around what people think, what they do, and the material products they produce. It includes belief, knowledge, and values. These all are parts of culture. And if we talk about properties of culture, we can say that it is shared. Culture is shared by individuals as a member of society. And culture is changing. It is symbolic, and it transmitted cross generationally, and it is also integrated one. About these properties in detail. Culture is shared by individuals as a member of society, and sociologists believe that enculturation is a process that tends to unify people because they share beliefs, values, memories, and expectations. And parents act as agents in the enculturation of their children and make them a valuable member of the society. We often observe that people living in certain place or belonging to certain social identity share certain cultural traits. For example, Pakistani women used to wear shalwar kameez and Indian women used to wear sari. Just also consider culture as a learned phenomena because it is not biologically inherited. When we came to this world, we are trained in a certain way to fulfill our roles and duties. It is argued that mental models lock individuals and groups into a specific perception about the world. Like a computer, we are programmed to act or behave in certain ways. The consciousness and unconscious learning we undergo over time turns into beliefs that we consider to be valid. We then teach each other that these beliefs are cultural norms, and they are then expressed in our daily lives as behaviors and our actions too. Culture is constantly changing. Culture never stays stagnant. We observe these changes in our daily lives. The food pattern in Pakistan changed a lot due to globalization. Now we can see that our youth is more interested in fast food as compared to our desi food. So this all shows how we are changing our cultural practices. Sociologists are also of the view that every human population has the ability to use symbols, and thus they have the ability to maintain certain culture. These symbols may include flags, hand signs, cross, tombs, crescent, and all those symbols which we use in our daily conversations are considered as a part of culture. Based on the purposeful creation and usage of symbols, it is exclusive to humans. Symbolic thought is unique and crucial to humans and to the culture. Symbolic thought is the human ability to give a thing or event an arbitrary meaning and grasp and appreciate that meaning. Symbols are the central component of the culture. Symbols refer to anything to which people attach meaning and which they use to communicate with others. More specifically, we can say that symbols are the words, objects, gestures, sounds, or images that represent transmitted cross-generationally. It is also integrated in nature. This concept of integration is known as holism, or the various parts of a culture being interconnected. We can say that change in one aspect of a cultural system leads to changes in other parts of the system too. All aspects of a culture are related to one another, and to truly understand a culture, one must learn about all of its parts. The core values always integrate each culture and give distinguished identity to a particular culture. Last but not least, culture can be adaptive and maladaptive too. During human evolution, reliance on social and cultural means of adaptation has increased. People try to adapt change of culture to survive, but it is not necessary that individuals always adapt sometimes. Cultural traits, patterns, and inventions can also be maladaptive as they are threatening the survival and reproduction of a social group. To conclude all debate, it can be stated that culture is what makes us human, and it is the tool through which mankind gets its glory. Culture is the lifeblood of a vibrant society, expressed in the many ways we tell our stories, celebrate, remember the past, entertain ourselves, and imagine the future. Our creative expressions helps define who we are and helps us see the world through the eyes of the others. So that is all about today's lecture. Next, we are going to discuss about certain elements of culture. Stay tuned. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel.